The life of chocolate. How many of us have had chocolate? I'm pretty sure everyone in the world has had chocolate. Everyone watching this video has had chocolate. If you haven't, I think you're lying because over $54 billion, so $54 billion has been spent on chocolate every year in America on holidays like Valentine's Day, Christmas, Halloween, Easter, and other holidays I can't remember. We're gonna go over today we're gonna go over the origins of chocolate, how it started as a bitter drink, into the billion-dollar industry we know today. The science behind chocolate, like what it does to our bodies, and and why chocolate is getting so expensive. So, going back 3,000 years in the Mayan Empire, it was used. The Mayans used it as a better drink. They thought that it gave you strength and energy. According to the BBC, according to the BBC, it was not a. They didn't use it for as a treat or to eat it. They actually drank it, and it was a bitter drink, and it was actually kind of spicy, and they used all kinds of chilies on it too. In the Aztec Empire, the king named Montezuma had a daily habit of drinking over 50 cups of this bitter water, kind of disgusting. And according to Brainica in the article in 2026, actually the Aztec Empire believed that it gave strength and energy. And I can't say this right, but the word for drink in the Aztec language was called chocolate. It actually meant bitter water, and people believe this is where the word chocolate came from. In the Aztec Empire, a lot of kings actually used the beans of the cocoa pod as currency. One bean could get you one avocado. 10 beans could give you a rabbit, and 100 beans can give you a whole turkey. When the Spanish took over Mexico, they brought back the cocoa pods back to Europe, and they actually kept it a secret for I think over 5 years, according to Yale New Haven Teachers Institute in 1999. The first chocolate spot opened in London in 1657, and only the super rich could actually afford it and used it. And they actually used it for medical purposes. Yet, around this time, they haven't used it as a treat yet. And the chocolate bar was not actually invented until the cocoa press in 1828. Conrad van Houten actually invented the cocoa press, and then later in 1847, J.S. Fry's sons, he invented the first ever chocolate bar, and in 1876, Daniel Peter actually made the milk chocolate bar, the one that we know left today. And going back to how the Spanish used it, what it actually does to your body and brain, they actually use it as a medicine. The Spanish used it for stomach problems and exhaustion, and they were actually onto something. People would actually drink it like how the Mayans would and the Aztec would. They thought that it gave energy, and it actually did. It gave you something closely related to caffeine. It's according to the NIH in News and Health in 2021. and Science Direct in 2025. They're still working on some studies that could prove that it improves your heart, that it gives you heart benefits. And also, dark chocolate could be good for your skin as well. And here are the differences between dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. Dark chocolate has the least amount of sugar, and it uses all of the parts of the cocoa pod. So does the milk chocolate, but it has a little bit more sugar than the dark chocolate. And white chocolate doesn't use all of the cocoa pod; it only uses the cocoa butter from the cocoa pod. And dark chocolate, if you want to eat it for the health benefits, dark chocolate would be the best because it does have the less sugar. But it still has it still has sugar, and it still has concentrated fats and stuff like that. So it's always good to keep that in mind. And this is all coming from Mrs. Fields, the Mrs. Fields study in 2022. And just remember that moderation is key when eating chocolate. And now the bad side of the chocolate industry, because chocolate prices are actually rising. And according to Oxford Martin School in 2025, we believe that climate change and tree crop realty is affecting the prices of chocolate. If you're not familiar with El Nino, it's like basically it's just a bunch of hot wind in the oceans, and most of our cocoa trees are in Africa, and the tree is also very delicate, so any kind of hot weather or any change in the weather really affects the tree. It actually impacts us a lot, because the farmers, they need to spend a lot more time and money on the crops, and actually the trees take almost like 2 to 3 years to produce these pods. So the companies, they have to spend a lot more to help out the farmers, and supply costs and stuff. So it goes, we're actually the ones paying for that. And what could we do about it? Well, we could choose certified chocolates. Some labels like Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance, you might see those on some candy wrappers. What Fair Trade does is it gives farmers a fair price when companies buy their product, and Rainforest Alliance actually helps out the farmland for these farmers, and it helps also with combating climate change as well. Also, you want to keep in mind the sourcing and support companies that care about their farmers and their supply chain, and also climate change as well is very important. So what we learned today, we learned the ancient origins of chocolate. Started out as a bitter drink, and it was actually worth more than gold, because the kings had them in their treasury. The science behind chocolate, how it affects your health, and the prices, how climate change is affecting the crops. So when you buy a piece of chocolate, just remember the 3,000 years of history, the boosting chemicals it does for your health, and it's becoming a harder product to produce. So um, it's very important to keep that in mind.